advocate for yourself. And it starts with like your own personal boundaries.
Yes, it does.
What do you like?
It does.
Being honest with yourself and staying true to what you said you were going to do for you.
Right.
So if the answer was, hey, I'm clocking out today at 5 o'clock, then you've got to show yourself that trust of I'm clocking out today at 5 o'clock. And when you start to show that trust with yourself, then you can use it with other people. Being a yes man is going to lead you to burnout significantly faster than it's ever going to lead you to six figures. And that's what we're going to talk about today. So what's good? What's happening? My name is Shaque'l. I am better known as your favorite six-figure chick. And this is your favorite six-figure chick podcast. I am here today with Gina.
Hi, I am Gina, the program coordinator here at Six Figure Chick. I just got to say, I am going to yes man that lime green. Y'all, I got to be a fan of it because I've been in my lime green era. I've been in my green era. This shit here,
baby.
This little shirt,
baby.
I love it. I love it.
The little sleeves and everything on it. You know,
I love it. I just want to say yes. But burnout, topic of burnout.
Yeah, topic of burnout. Topic of the fact that like you've got to advocate for yourself, and that advocacy looks different for Black women. So Black women are afraid to stand up for themselves, right? They're afraid to raise their hand and be like, hey, this is too much. Yes. This is, I know I actually can't take that on. And like, oh, there was a meme I shared the other day that was like, me drowning will do.
Okay.
Like,
like that's us.
It was like me drowning. Will do. I'm going to get it done. Don't worry about it. I'm going to do it. But like, it just, for us, we struggle with saying that we need help. Like Black women struggle with saying we need help in general.
We do.
We are the strong Black woman trope. Like, oh, you Black woman, you're so strong. Or that little meme that's like me, like Black women drowning, like holding their hand out and then like the world, high five. You're so strong. You're doing a great job. Like, no, bitch, help me. Save me. Save me, please.
Help me, please.
Please. But it just looks different, right? Because we don't want to be seen as being too needy. Right. We don't want to be seen as weak. Yes. We don't want to be seen as weak. We feel like we have to overcompensate, right? Of like, I don't want them to see me in this job and think that I can't do the same level of work that, you know, my coworkers, you know, my colleagues can do. And not without reason, to be very clear. Like, I want to validate the fact that yes, people are looking at you different. Yes, people will grade you harder than what they're going to grade like other people that don't look like you. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, we got to give so-and-so, you know, oh, so-and-so so overwhelmed and so-and-so is white. Sarah. So she's so overwhelmed. We really need to give her a break. But then here you are over here busting your ass, bending over backwards for people, and it's like, you know what? She could take on another task or two. Yeah.
She could definitely like 2-3 more tasks.
She could definitely do that.
And I'm like, damn, I'm drowning. Y'all.
Absolutely. Like, please help me.
Can I come up for air?
Please help me. But we don't feel like we have the space like to do so. And so a big thing today we want to talk about is like, how do we advocate for ourselves in the workplace? How do we advocate for ourselves by way of setting boundaries within the workplace? Like, you are not actually always available. Absolutely. You can't always take on, and when it's not always available, as in, hey, I cut off work. Let me tell you something, y'all. I got someone on my team. Her name is Nandi. Nandi got 2 phones. One of them is a work phone. One of them is a personal phone. And when it is 5 o'clock, Nandi will cut that work phone off.
When I tell you off,
baby, on the Slack weekends, immediately dark. I'm like, oh, okay.
And just because we appreciate her for that. You know, that's hard boundaries. And I'm like, me? She will cut that shit right off.
And one of our values for the team and for the company is self-care. And like, not self-care by way of like, we need to go to the spa at least once a month. It's not that, but like self-care, like how are you taking care of yourself? Absolutely. As well as because it's a value for us as a business, but it's a value that we want to teach our clients. And so like we all talk about all the time, like the leadership team will be like, I love that Nandi cuts her phone like that. So like we are so proud of her for doing that because maybe I'm working at midnight. I'm working at 2 a.m. I'm sending the messages. Like I know. Yes. And so, you know, the space looks really like different. So that boundary sometimes too is, you know, I'm not available after a certain time, but also I'm not available to help you on this thing right now. Absolutely. No, I cannot take on doing more work. Absolutely. Like, no, I don't want to support on that project. This was a reason why y'all about to get like a candid exclusive. I don't think I've really talked about like why I left TikTok, like publicly. It's not really a thing. Yeah, like people don't generally know. And so they're a great company. I think that they do a lot of really like dope stuff. They are growing and it's amazing what they are doing. But at some point, you know, in my last few months there there was this at TikTok, we all take on doing more. We lend ourselves to each other and to projects and whatever and da da da. And I was like, great. And when projects make sense for me, when they feel good for me, when it's something that's my area of expertise, I will gladly raise my hand for that.
Absolutely.
And then I was just essentially told, like, no, you just need to do more. You need to take on doing more. You need to always raise your hand. That's what we do here. That's the culture of who we are. And that's their culture. That's totally fine.
Yeah, that's totally fine.
But at some point, I was like, I ain't fucking got it.
No,
I ain't got more. I don't. I just don't have it. This isn't a place. And so that might be the outcome for people sometimes, right? Is that like you might not be able to do the more, and you get burning yourself out just to do more. Girl, for a company that's gonna give you, oh my goodness, I remember, and again, just candid information. TikTok gave me. I remember talking to my boss at the time that when I was working there, we were talking about going through, there's this very exhaustive like review process that they do twice a year. And she was like, yeah, we're finishing up like, the leadership side of this. Da, 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 da. You're going to be very happy. Be very happy with your raise. And I was like, oh, great. When I heard very, you said very twice.
Very, very.
You said very twice. I was like, shit,
okay.
This is about to be 5+ for sure. Like this is going to be 5. I'm expecting like a 10% raise or something. These niggas came back and was like, your raise is like 2.3%.
Baby.
So you meant a normal raise? You meant the raise that everybody like in the country gets?
In the country
like, this is, I don't understand why I should have been so like excited about this. And so people are staying in spaces, specifically Black women are staying in spaces because what they're told to do, but they're saying raises for 2.3% for like $4,000.
Baby,
like a year, where is that $4,000 going to help you?
Baby.
In the grand scheme of things, what is this going to do for you? Like, so it's just you don't need to burn yourself out just to, be like, oh, well, I'm here. Well, I did. Like, no, advocate for yourself. And it starts with like your own personal boundaries.
Yes, it does.
What do you like?
It does.
Being honest with yourself and staying true to what you said you were going to do for you.
Right.
So if the answer was, hey, I'm clocking out today at 5 o'clock, then you've got to show yourself that trust of I'm clocking out today at 5 o'clock. And when you start to show that trust with yourself, then you can use it with other people. It's like, hey, I know I wasn't asking too much of myself. Look at how I showed up for myself. Give people an opportunity to show up for you. Give them an opportunity to say, like, for you to be like, hey, I'm actually just not available for that project right now. That's not going to work for me, right? We have a lot of stuff all the time. We're a startup. We're a small business. We move in a lot of directions constantly. But I mean,
all the time, baby.
My team knows. You don't get a voice memo from me in a heartbeat. It's like, tomorrow we're going to launch this new thing that I've never talked to you about before.
Tomorrow. When I tell you,
to figure it out.
Job board, I was like,
figure it out.
All right, it was like, hey, you know how to do. I said, I know how to do this XYZ, but tell me how to do ABC.
I need this other part.
I need this other part. I need this.
So we do a lot of this. How do you feel like you, as a person who works at a startup, and this is your first startup, this is your first time being in, a space like this, how do you feel like you set like good boundaries or how you advocate for yourself within our organization, whether it's with me, with your direct leaders, or with other people on a team?
So you do a good job of like, telling us like what the task is.
Yeah.
To be clear. And so he was like, hey, do you have any reservations about this? How do you feel about that? Mm-hmm. And you give us a chance to like speak to you back, which is like very appreciated. Like most companies are like, hey, you're going to do X, Y, Z tomorrow.
That's it.
This is hard, concrete. Ain't no ifs, ands, or what about it. Yeah. So like, going to like my other job, like in law enforcement, it's like, hey, you're going to have to carry a shotgun outside this building. I'm like, I'll do it for a day. And so in my mind,
I do it for a day.
And so you're going to have to, from 3 p.m. to 11 p.m., you're going to have to stand there. Absolutely not. I already had it in my mind. I was leaving at 7 o'clock. Whoa. Sundown, I'm gone. So I don't know who finna man the area, but I'm not going to be me. So I was standing out there cold. When I say you cold as a witch's titty, bro, it was so fucking cold. And then Christopher bought me Wendy's. He brought me Wendy's. I said, Christopher, I'm hungry. I'm cold. I'm out there listening to Cardi B. They talking about, if somebody escape, what you gonna do? I said, obviously, you can't shoot them unless they endangering somebody else, right? And so hard stop was at 7. I said, hard 7 come, look at my watch.
Clock out.
I said, I'm clocking out. I went back in the building. They said, oh, your shift ain't done. My shift done.
Is
is done. I'm not standing out there
today.
no longer.
I'm done today.
I'm tired.
Yeah.
I'm cold. I'm hungry.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody finna get out this fucking jail tonight.
Right.
Like, I'm cool on it. You know what I'm saying?
It's
They
like-
never stuck me out there again.
Absolutely. But like advocating for yourself in
I'm
a
not
way of
gonna do
like,
it.
hey, you're being illogical. Like, hey, this is something like you've got to stand up for yourself and be
Absolutely.
like, hey, what you're requesting is, which,
It's nuts.
baby, my
It's
team will
nuts.
tell me all the time, Shaque'l, we not launching that tomorrow. And I will fight and be like, the fuck we not.
Bro, all the time. I'm like, bro, all the time.
We're not. But I have people on my team who will be like, hey, no. Like,
Yes.
this isn't going to work. Because
Absolutely.
sometimes things are just illogical and you get to stand up for yourself. And when you stand up for yourself, you make
Right.
it easier for other people like to do so, you know, as well. To be like, oh, I don't have to do this thing. This isn't what like, you know, life has to look like
Absolutely.
for me.
Right.
But it does. It's something that's like really scary because we are, one, we're told as Americans that we are like the most like undisciplined motherfuckers. Like people, everyone's are like,
Yes.
y'all don't have no discipline, no loyalty,
No
you don't care about anything.
structure.
Yeah, it's nothing. And so it's like, I get the concept of that. But, you know,
Right.
we're taught like, to be honest, that discipline, though, especially girls, like, okay, you need to clean up after everybody. You got to do this. Then you got to make sure you look right. Make sure you get
Yes.
yourself together. Make sure you do all of
Yes.
this. Like we've been like, this has been ingrained in us to worry about everybody else and put everyone else first but ourselves. And so setting boundaries just feels really, really uncomfortable. But it's why it's just like start small. Start with yourself. Start with asking for something like super, super simple. Like, hey, it's cold in here. I'd really like, could you adjust that for me? Hey, I don't like the way, man, I'll tell you in a heartbeat when I used to work in customer service, I'm like, hey, I don't like the way that person talked to me. So I'm not going to talk to them again.
Absolutely.
If this phone rings and I see their name like come
Absolutely
up,
not.
I'm not answering the phone. So it will continue
Absolutely.
to ring until someone
Yes.
else is available. And so these like small steps that got me into bigger steps like that of being like, oh, I'm not going to do this. Like,
Yes.
but small little pieces here and there will start to give you the confidence to
Absolutely.
ask for more and to do more, like, you know, and to offer yourself more because you know, you deserve it. And I said, I tried to stay at TikTok for a while. I was like, you know, I'll be here. I'll raise my hand more. I'll like try to do this. Where I was like,
you really did.
I don't want to do that actually. It's just not, it's
But
not.
now I'm gone.
I'm gone. It's not what I want to do. It's like not. And like, don't guilt yourself into
Right. I think that's
doing
what a lot
stuff
of us
you
do, though.
don't want to
A
do.
lot of people do that.
Yeah.
Like, it's so crazy. Like, I talked to like Kate. She's like our operations manager now. So spoke with Kate about like this client. Like we have been talking for like 3 weeks. And just to circle back, you're like, hey, you know, I was like, hey, you know, I do not have the bandwidth to talk to her anymore.
Yep.
Can you please? Like, it wasn't so much of like she was like disrespectful or no, like it was just tiring.
Yeah.
Like
This is
messaging her.
exhausting.
Like it's exhausting. Can
This
you
is
please take this
exhausting.
home? Hey, you know, we can jump on a call again. I said, cool, face to face.
Yeah.
Like, I'll talk to you face to face.
Yeah.
Like on a Zoom, I cannot physically sit here and email you any
Right.
longer.
Right. That's all I got.
And so I feel like being in this space has taught me like to advocate for myself more because I feel like I was such a like, oh yeah, I'll take on that task, you know, even though I'm tired.
And yes, man.
Like, you
And
know,
yes, man.
I'll take you to the park, I'll take you to this, I'll take you to that.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, hey, mommy's gonna actually take a nap.
Right.
And you tell me what you need. You wake me up if you need me. So I'm able to.
It's not serving anybody.
Yes.
You're serving everybody else but yourself.
Yes. So I'm able to like refill my cup. I'm able to take that nap. I'm able to, hey, give me a second. You know, I'm cooking right now, or I'm reading a book, or I'm doing XYZ.
Yeah.
And so like I think this space has too got me to that place where I'm now more like confident. I can now advocate for myself. And that goes like the same in like a workplace.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Don't you love how this transcends not just
Absolutely.
like work? It's like, oh, look at how this makes a difference in your day-to-day life.
Day-to-day life.
And so, and it
Absolutely.
crosses both ways. Like if you advocate for yourself at home, you'll be better about advocating for yourself at work. Like again, one of our employees, like I know for a fact that she's like, hey, my daughter, don't come in my bedroom. That's a hard no.
That's a hard
This
no.
is not a space for her. Like,
No.
which is why it's easy for her to give us hard no's and be like, hey,
okay.
I'm not talking to you after 5 o'clock. Like, if I'm setting this boundary with my baby, this human being that I made,
I'm sure gonna set it with
I'm
you.
setting the boundary with you. I don't even know you like that. Like,
You know what I'm saying?
I done known her for like 4 years. Like I just met you 6 months ago. You know, like I'm in a sense, but it's like this every time you do, you build yourself up a little bit higher and a little bit higher. And I think about that. Like, you know, sometimes boundaries can look like, you know, hey, I don't want to work with this client. I don't want to work with this like other person like here. Absolutely. Or hey, this type of work doesn't serve me. So sometimes, you know, when it's being a yes man, a big thing that I always think about is like taking on work that you know you shouldn't be doing or that doesn't serve you just for fuck's sake of being like, I'm a team player. I'm really helping out. And like, where is that getting you? You are doing more stuff for the sake of doing more stuff.
Yes.
But it's not, so that's not pushing towards your goals.
Absolutely.
What are your goals? What do you want to be able to do here within this organization? And is like taking on that task, moving you closer to or further away, whatever this like goal is, right? Like that's another great way to think about it, is like when you're like, well, I don't mind doing some of this stuff. It's really not that big of a deal. It's not that big of a deal. I'm happy to do it. But like, okay, how is it feeding or serving you?
And then you bring that up. I think it's good that you bring that up, because I have like a passion for law enforcement,
right,
and warden. So I think this role, like being a program coordinator, directly like they go together, like they correlate with each other. Because like I'm directly problem solving each and every day.
Right.
So when people email us about all the issues, or if they can't do XYZ, I'm, finding a solutions.
Yeah.
As in the same, like with law enforcement, if I'm the jail administrator, I'm the warden, I'm too finding solutions to help like these inmates or people outside the jail. You know what I'm saying? Just because, they're inmates or whatever, that does not mean like they're human beings. They have needs, they have wants. And so I'm physically doing that. So I believe that his job also like made me like be able to correlate.
For sure. How are we finding solutions that work for truly everybody? Like, how are we getting to like solution oriented? And like, you can have the clarity to think about that when your plate isn't fucking stacked high with shit you don't want to be or don't need to be doing. Like, there's so much clarity in just having space and time to think, and you won't get that. Companies, like, what's the thing they used to say back in like when you work in like food service and shit? You got time to lean, you got time to clean.
Don't tell me that, bro. We was cleaning all the time on top of
you got time to lean, you got time to clean.
I said, clean
busy work, because they want you just need to be busy. You just need to be doing something. And so companies will do that to you today, even from like a corporate standpoint. They'll do that to you today, and be like, oh, like I just need to keep you busy, baby. This is my creative time. This is my time to think. This is my time to problem solve and troubleshoot this email where somebody is whooping my ass and I don't want to talk to her no more. Okay. This is why I can't even get to that, because I got to do 17 other things. You got to give me a second, man. And so it's just like you need space for like clarity, like around like the work that you need to get done, or the things that you want to do, the goals that, you want to accomplish. But it's like I said, we are so afraid of asking for help. So someone I know, she works in the dating coaching like space. And one of the things we used to have the same business coach. And one of the things that like, she was like, Shaque'l, I'm gonna just give you this free gem. I was like, okay, I'm listening, girl. I'm listening. And she was like, ask people to do simple things for you. Like, hey, can you bring me a bottle of water? Hey, can you open this water for me? I am fully capable. I can open a damn water myself. But she was like, you are really uncomfortable asking people for help.
Yes. And
it makes you like, you're so nervous about the big stuff, right? But you won't even ask the little stuff. So she was like, ask people for help. The other thing she told me, she was like, you're not allowed to touch luggage when you go to the airport. She's like, you're not allowed to touch luggage when you go to the airport. She's like, ask somebody else to help you.
Absolutely.
Ask somebody, hey, can you help me get that down from there? Because I'm the person on the airplane, like, oh man, let me put this up here for you. Let me get this thing for you. I got it.
I was like, bro, she like so like dominant. I'm like, hey, let this man do this for you.
Help me.
Help me.
Help me, please. Like, this is
just be soft.
Allow for people to like support you.
Please.
Allow for people an opportunity. And so we feel so afraid of like asking for help, setting boundaries. Because again, that setting of the boundaries is not always just like, oh, I'm not available for this, but it's like, hey, I need to be supported in this way in order to execute this thing how you want me to. So like, this is what I need. Like, people will like go to work and not ask for, was it? Oh Lord, Kaya gonna listen to this and be like, oh my God, I can't believe she said that. But I'm talking to you and other people like Kaya. I had an employee who still works for me, whose laptop would just cut off. All the time. And she wouldn't say anything. Like, she was just like, nah, it's okay. Like, we'll figure it out. Like, and I'm always like, why is she always joining Zoom calls from her phone? Because I know you join it from your cell phone, because Zoom call like this instead of like this.
Right,
like,
it is.
So I know you're on your phone. Like, I know that you're not, but I was like, I don't know, maybe she's just moving around. This is easy for her. No harm, no foul, no issue. I'm not tripping about it. And then eventually someone else, the other employee that I have that is good with setting boundaries and standing up for herself, was like, Kaya needs a new laptop. Get Kaya a laptop. Her laptop doesn't work. It hasn't worked. She's been working here for months and has just been dealing with this thing.
But Shaq, she started here in September, right?
September.
You just bought laptop.
I bought the laptop probably in January. Yeah.
And then the fool been tripping on the laptop since about September. She said, my laptop dead. I said, girl, if you don't revive that laptop or ask Shaq for a new one, like what's wrong?
Just say something.
I don't want to ask. I said, well, look like everything you doing gonna be late because you're not doing what you need.
I think she said it took her like 2 hours to upload a resume one time, and I was like,
she said the type
nigga,
of
what?
I said, she took me 2 hours. I said, what were you doing for 2 hours? Absolutely,
just don't work. It's just like people won't even ask for what they need in order to get their job done properly. And be very clear. It's important to me that you get your job done well. Absolutely. So I'm going to give you whatever it is that you need in order to make this work like how it's supposed to. And so it's just one of those things. It's like, we won't ask for simple shit. So like, I challenge you to ask people for help in small ways. Ask somebody to get you a glass of water. Ask somebody to open your bottle. Baby, straws. Hey, can you open this straw for me, please? I know I was just touching the straw. I could have opened it myself.
Open the straw.
Could have opened the straw myself.
You could have ripped it open.
Baby, could have. But I'm going to ask you to do it. The other day we were doing the marketing thing. So we have a new digital marketing agency who's working with us. And one of the young ladies apparently used to be an executive assistant. Mm-hmm. And I'm sitting and we doing some, little like breakout team stuff and we working. And this girl that comes to me, she's like, Shaque'l, can I get you some nachos or something? What you want on your plate? And I was like, oh no, it's cool. Like I got it. She was like, you are hungry. You said you was hungry.
Absolutely.
Let me make you a plate. I was just like, okay, that's fine.
Okay,
and
that's fine.
She come by. She was like, do you need some water? I was like, no, ma'am, it's water in here. She like picked up the cup. She's like, so you needed some water. Okay, I'm gonna go get you some water and I'll bring that back. So like, allow people to do small little things for you. So that way you can advocate for yourself better in bigger situations. So you aren't sitting here with a laptop that don't work.
Like, and not getting your work done for 2 hours.
Not getting your work done for 2 hours, man. Like, it's just like, yo, this is like, why, bro. Not them talking about me is man. But like I said, it was the other person, her best friend, works with us. Her name is Nadia. Like I was mentioned earlier, Nadia has great boundary setting. So Nadia was just like, this is what Kaya needs. Yes. Like she needs help with this because Nadia's really comfortable with like advocating for herself and saying like what it is. And so like, I just challenge you to let other people like meet you like where you are. Let people meet your needs. It's okay to say that you don't want to do something or that you don't like something or that you don't have the bandwidth for something. Bandwidth is my favorite word. I'd be like, hey, I don't have the bandwidth for that.
You do. And I've been saying that. I'm like,
I ain't got it. It's a wonderful word. I don't have the bandwidth. Because it's not that like I don't want to do it. It's not that I can't do it. I ain't got it in me. I ain't got it in me, man. Can somebody else please take care of this? Somebody else can do this. It doesn't have to be me. But like, baby, I got the bandwidth for it. They know, look, every person in this room right now, whether y'all can see them or y'all can't know, I ain't got the bandwidth to text. I'll send you a voice memo. I'm not going to text you.
I'll be waiting on the text message like, okay,
you about to get a 10-minute long voice memo.
10 minute long, which is fine because I'll send one back in 15 minutes. But then, like, I'll be waiting. Like, he was in Puerto Rico. I'll be waiting for days. I know she seen that picture of that girl I sent you. And she was like, I'm just not responding to this date. I'm like, 2 days ago?
2 days ago.
But just to be clear, we're going to pick up the conversation.
But I just didn't have the bandwidth, right? Like, but I can set those boundaries with people and, like, I still get to have amazing relationships. Absolutely. Like, this isn't like, oh, my gosh, Kel's like a horrible person and she doesn't like whatever. No, my boundary is boundary number one, don't call me. Unless you need something, do not call me. No. Bro, and I started like, she'll like talk for a little bit now, and then we both just like, 40 minutes later, she'll be like, I ain't want nothing, no. Like, just go ahead and like, I hate phone calls because I'm awkward and I don't know what to do with them. So I'm just like, hello?
Be like, hello? Like, you always answer the phone. Hello?
I do, because I be like so intently, right? Because I'm nervous, something wrong with you. So I'm like, you good? Like, are you okay?
You remember that time I called you and was like, I said, Shaq, I just hit somebody in the parking lot. You said, nigga, you hit somebody? I said, I'm just playing.
Bro,
Chris was talking about call her right now. Tell her I said she is gonna answer the phone.
I'm answer the phone.
I don't call during the day.
I'm answering the phone.
Bro, it was so funny.
Panicking. So it's like boundary number one, I don't want to take phone calls. But boundary number two, like the way in which what I have bandwidth for is for voice memos. I don't have it for like texting. And like this is a thing that you would think people would be like, I'm not doing this. everybody in my life. My mama, I send my mama voice memos.
Everybody.
I send all of my employees voice memos. I needed to type an email up the other day, and I wanted to send them a voice memo so bad. So what I did was I got one of the employees on the line, and I said, "Hey, can I like voice memo to you what I need? Can you write it out for me, and then we can send the email?" Because I just didn't have it in me, because like it was gonna be all over the place if I like wrote it out. It's just so much easier, and so like that was the thing that I was always really nervous about, but I've had maybe one person in my life that was like, I don't do voice memos. And I was just like, okay. And I don't talk to the nigga.
Like, okay, cool.
We not gonna talk about it. It's gonna be real sparse on the communications that we gonna be able to have, because this is my preferred, like, method. And so it's like, there are small and simple little ways in which, you can advocate for yourself. There's small and simple little ways in which you can like set boundaries. And it's like we talked about earlier, you were saying like the ability to set boundaries here, like transcends across to what you do in your personal life. And so like, it works all across the board, and people want to know how to handle you. Right. Like the way you want to be handled. Absolutely. It's rare that people are like, I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I want. And cool, we don't like those people. Fuck those people, right? But people want to know, like, how can I best like work with you? Right. They want the most positive outcome. They want you to enjoy work. Most leaders, I can't speak about the entire corporation, but most direct leaders that you have, like, give a fuck enough about you. They're like, I do want you to be happy when you're here, because when you're happy, you're gonna produce better work. Yes. Yeah, there's some statistics on it that like happy teams quite literally sell like 20% more, like when people like enjoy the workplace that they're in and stuff like that. So like it's statistically beneficial. It's financially beneficial for organizations to have people working for them and with them that enjoy what they get to do and feel like, feel like they're enjoying the space. And so it's just like your leader cares, hopefully. And if they don't, please fucking leave that job. We got one too many jobs available. We got one too many. Let me tell you something. Fun fact. We are career strategists. We help people break into tech, scale the corporate ladder, and land 6-figure paying jobs. If your job ain't treating you right, what's that, Suge Knight? If you tired of your manager being all in your videos, dancing in the background, not respecting your boundaries, come over here to 6-Figure Chick Consulting, where we gonna help you get something different. Like this is, we doing something else. We doing something else, man. It's just, you don't have to stay in spaces like this. Like you truly get to set. And a thing is that like, I talked about this the other day on TikTok, is that like a boundary is for you. A rule is for somebody else. So you want to set boundaries for yourself. Hey, my boundary is that my preferred method of communication is voice memos. I didn't say you have to like communicate with me only voice memos. Some people will just text back to me from the voice memo. That's cool. If that's how you like. Kate, our operations manager, Kate, she was like, I'm not going to do voice memos. She's like, I hate the way I sound. Hey, we're going to get her on the podcast. She's like, I hate the way I sound. I don't want to do this thing, or whatever. But it's like, great. I still send Kate voice memos, and she just texts me back, right? Because I didn't set a rule for her. Right. I set a boundary of how I wanted to communicate. Yes. And she gets to decide whether or not she wants to participate in that, how she wants to participate in that. That is what a boundary is, right? And so it's just like you just have so many opportunities, but you're too scared to put yourself out there. Absolutely. You're too scared for somebody to tell you no. I work in sales, so I'm used to people telling me no. Like, I'm used to people being like, no, I don't want that shit, right? And that's okay, but like you're super afraid of people telling you no. And I think that I spent a lot of time in that space before, it's taken me some time to get here. So I don't want to speak from a place of privilege of like, oh, it's so easy. It's so easy. You just don't know. It's so easy. But like practicing makes it all easier. Yes. And it's the way that you practice is asking for them little things. Can you open this jar for me, please? Can you do this thing for me, please? Right. Send back a drink that you don't like. Send back food that you don't like. Baby, what? I'm like, hey, baby, I'm so sorry. This not it.
Like last night, baby, you like that? Why you still drinking it? Send it back.
No, send it back.
But like now, I'm gonna send a drink back.
Send it back.
Oh, what? Nah,
this ain't it, right? And so there's these little small ways that you can show up for yourself and prove to yourself. Your brain needs to like be tricked into understanding that like, oh, it doesn't always go bad. Yes. People don't always tell me no. And so give your brain opportunities for reassurance. So the smaller instances to begin with. And then you'll get to the point of at a job being like, hey, if you want me to work on this project, that's going to cost $20,000. I mean, this is, I need you to give me a raise. Yeah. I need this because this is the level of work that I'm doing. This is the space that, I'm finding myself in. But people just really struggle with it. And like I said, I love, like, Black woman, I love you to fucking infinity. Do you hear me? Right? But like, I need you to know that you'll be all right. Truthfully, you're going to be all right. It's going to be okay. It's okay to say what you do and what you don't want. and where you want people to support you at and how you want for that to look. Like being a yes man doesn't get you to the bag no sooner.
Absolutely
It's gonna lead you to burnout before it gets you to the bag. That's the problem. Can you get there?
You can, absolutely.
But it's gonna get you burnout first. And like you can't take care of nobody else if you can't take care of yourself. Like you cannot. That's my spiel for today. I'm gonna get off my little soapbox. How you feeling? Is there anything we need to add into this wrap up?
I feel like you spoke to it. You spoke to it so well. Like being a yes man does not get you to where you want to be. I used to be a yes man, like in my previous job, especially when I used to work for CPS, that short amount of time. And so hey, can you go to this house and get this kid? Absolutely not. Like I can't do it. Like before, but I've been in this position too much. You want me to go get that? No.
And you just realize it's something that's not for you.
Somebody else.
You just realize it's something that's not for you.
That is not for me. How I'm set up, I'm a G. Don't get it confused. I am a G. I'm a gangster. I'm a thug. But when it comes to kids, though, I can cry right now.
Right. Immediately.
This not for me. It's not for me. We're going to go back to here. We're going to go back to doing this. Yeah. But truly, advocate for yourself. And I left that job. Did not have a plan in place. Right. I was like, what Pam say? What she say off of Everybody Hates Chris? My husband got two jobs.
My husband got 2 jobs.
My husband got 3 jobs. I was like, hey, my husband got 1 job. And I'm going to leave.
I'm about to go.
Right now.
I'm about to go for sure.
But no, I advocated for myself and it worked out because I'm here right now. But I was not do not stay in that job. It's causing you mental stress. Yeah. Your mental is the most important.
Right.
And just leave. Just leave.
Sure. For sure. Honest answer. My thing is, baby, ain't nobody gonna take care of you like you gonna take care of you. Ain't nobody gonna be able to do for you like you gonna be able to do for you. And if you want other people to respect you and respect your boundaries, you gotta respect your own boundaries first, right? So I want you to take that into this next week. Have the confidence of knowing that you deserve for people to help you. You deserve to say, hey, I need this. And for people to meet you where you are at, you deserve to get to set those boundaries. So I want you to set some boundaries this week and see how that goes. It might feel a little rough at first, but you're going to do it and you're going to do just fine. I'm really excited to come back here and spend next Sunday with you for 6 Figure Sundays. But I think that's all we got for today.
That's all we got, baby.
All right. Bye, y'all.
Peace out, y'all.